Alright, this is going to be a simple guide. We can call it a super simple 3D guide. Let's start. Alright, so when you load up SuperDepth 3D as the shader, you do not need to use any other shader to make this work. ReShade. So when you open it up and enable the shader itself, you can see that it gives you notes and information here. This is something you may want to read. Especially if the game already has a profile, you really don't need to set any settings. But if the game doesn't have a profile, like in this case, it says that it's no, please follow recommendations, no profile. Current game has no profile. This means that you need to one or ask for you. Uh, but in this case, we're going to actually make a very simple profile. It's not very complicated. It just looks complicated because there's a lot of settings. But you really don't have to worry about it. So even in the mini guide it has here, it says go to the depth map section and ensure that the depth buff or depth is linearized correctly. Use depth map selection to set the depth. Use DM0 or DM1. It should be black near you and white further away. It says increase near plane adjustment setting until the depth is visible, but not so much that it becomes distorted. And that should be about it. More advanced options will come more later. Yeah, I'll do that later. But let's just set up the profile. So it's pretty simple. It said go down to the depth map section. This is the section right here. So right now you can see it's like we're very narrow, but we switch it to reverse and it kind of expands. That's fine. That's what you want. Go to depth map view. It turns to white. If I turn it back to that, it's kind of like gray. It's not quite right. You kind of see something, but not correct for this shader. Alright, so this is correct. Now let's increase this. Do we see something? We do see something here. Gonna increase it to 180, and in this case we're gonna actually flip it upside down because you can see that it was upside down. Alright, so you see how it gets pretty dark right here and it goes out into infinity. So I'm just gonna adjust this to 0.75, a little bit lower, so it's not too dark up in here. So we still have a lot of that information given to us, which looks pretty good for this game. It's gonna be a pretty fun game to try out later. Now, once that's done, you don't really have to worry about too much about here. But since it's gonna be a simple profile, I'll actually make. You should also adjust this to it reaches to 1 on that. Just so that if there is pop out, because things are allowed to come out of the screen. This will detect it when it does come out and adjust for it automatically. But we don't always want things to come out all the time. So what we're gonna do now is basically a simple adjustment. So we're gonna turn this on to narrow in this case because you can see how this is kind of like a cylinder that we're in. We kind of don't want it to catch the edges, so we're also gonna narrow makes it goes towards the center of the screen for most of the detectors, and enable edge guard because I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a lot of things that want to come out on the edges. That's pretty much fine. And for the second one, you should set that to 0.5 in this case. Well, you can set it to something lower, like, oh, I should say higher, but it is the other way around. Think about it as a percentage reduction. Well, 625 is also fine here too, but in this case, we're gonna set it to 5. I do have another guide that's a little bit more advanced than this that explains what's going on here, but for in this case, it's just leave it how it is, and we should be fine now. So you see there's depth adjustment now. So if we increase it, you can see how distance diverges. That's called divergence. So if we set it to 0, it's basically no 3D, and we increase it, it actually adds depth. It shifts everything in a proper manner. So also, since we kind of want things to kind of pop out when there's nothing here, we're also going to increase smart convergence to 0.5. You can see how right here it gets a little darker because it does pop out a little bit more. This will make it where things pop out more. See how the front of this moves this way, so this converges. And we can also see it in the anaglyph mode right here. So if we do this, okay, let's just do one. See how the inner part gets closer together. That's one. That's the convergence. And then this part, if we do that, you can see how it diverges from each other. That's what we're aiming. So we don't want it that strong in this case. We'll set it to 0. Or 75 in this case. 75% of the max. And we're gonna set this as 0.5. The reason why this is smart convergence is that it automatically adjusts when we. And that should be about it. That's pretty much done. We set it back to this view, or change that back to side by side, and pretty much done here. All right, so this is good. Let's call that a finished guide. As I mentioned, there's other guides that are a little bit more advanced that will be linked in the bottom of the description. If you want to subscribe, that's fine. If you don't, you don't. It's all good. Just enjoy your gaming experience. Good luck and goodbye.